Hey guys. All right, so I think I am circumventing the no recording option on Teams, and I'm gonna just go live here in the team page, and then I'm gonna download the file, and then I'm gonna share it to YouTube. So hopefully you'll be able to watch the replay if you're not able to catch this live. If you are able to catch it live, let me know that you're here. This is a little bit of training it'll go better with a little bit of interaction. Not necessary, but there's definitely going to be some things that I'm going to ask of you. So you'll need a pencil and a pen, paper, whatever you want to write with. And then I'm going to share it onto YouTube. So you guys will be able to check back and refer back to this in the future. So basically what we are going to chat about today is social media branding, creating your own personal brand. So what people think of when they think about you, which isn't just necessarily Scentsy, but the different aspects of your life, what makes you who you are. This lighting in here is terrible. And if I turn this light on, I'm just going to be blinded. Like I do have a spotlight, but I don't think I can do that. Terrible. Side note. So things like that are kind of what might be annoying, but also might draw people to you, just being yourself. So if you don't know me, I'm Ashley, run this page, Tangled Roots. I may be your upline, I might be your sponsor, I might be your director. Regardless of who I am, you can always reach out and I will help you however I can because I want everybody on the team to be successful. And if this is on YouTube and you're watching this on YouTube, that also goes for you as well. Reach out in the comments. I'm always here available. If you have any questions, I'm an open book. I just want to help everybody, okay? So today's Thursday. Couple highlights for Thursday. The news tab gets updated on Thursday with products. So we get new product announcements. So things that are coming Monday, things that are coming the following week. So make sure you check your news tab on Thursdays. The clearance section of your PWS is also updated. So there's going to be new items in there. So things that you might not have seen in a lot of years, maybe you've never seen before because you might be a newer consultant. So check your clearance on Thursdays. And if you are on our team in Tangled Roots, just know that we're going to be starting a little bit of a schedule for training going forward, where the first Thursday of every month is going to be a training like this. So I'm still trying to work out the best format. We'll see how it goes going live. I see we do have Alyssa's here, which, hey. So I'm going to try to go live, then share it to YouTube, like I mentioned earlier. The second Thursday, possibly not the Thursday, the second week of the month. I did a whole thing earlier today, so I've done a lot of talking already. We are going to focus at some point for leaders. So anybody that's got some, like, anybody in your team, like, don't think that leadership is like director and above. Leadership is like one single person on your team. You're a leader. Also going to be digging into the people that are showing a lot of, I can't think of the word right now, but like, your sales are proving that you can do more with this business. So we might be like adding you into there as well. Don't ignore everything I just said. This is the joy of going live after you've already chatted all day long. Every single Thursday of the month, there is the hangout as well. So if you don't, if you're not aware of that, holy words, this is going to be great. If you're not aware of the Thursday night hangouts, Donna's got that set up on Teams. So it's super low pressure, like There's no agenda. You just come as you are, hang out. We can chat Scentsy, chat what's going on in your life, work on whatever you're working on while we're hanging out together. You can work on samples, unpack and order, label things, whatever you want to do. If you just want to hang out and listen, that works too. So that happens every single Thursday, okay? So just Thursdays are a good day. Keep that in mind. So a big thing I want to do this year with our team is focus on building leaders and growing confidence for those of you that don't feel like you're leaders. So that's going to tie into the different themes that I'm working on in our team page, if you haven't noticed those already. So last month we did, oh my goodness, we're doing buds this month. Shoots was last month. So we're kind of like growing alongside the like the growth of a plant, right? So right now I want to focus on personal branding, what it means, how to do it, yada, yada, yada. So the best place to personally brand yourself obviously is social media, because that's where you have all of your friends, maybe your coworkers, maybe you're just like your acquaintances, depends on how you run your Facebook, right? And you might not even just be on Facebook. You could be using Instagram, TikTok, I don't know, all the other things that are out there. I only use Facebook right now, so that's kind of like what my focus is on, and most of my information will be based on Facebook, but there is a little bit of stuff for other platforms. And if you use other platforms, I definitely want to hear like your feedback. So throw it in the chat. If you want to talk about it, I can bring you on the video too, if you have like some good tidbits about different social media platforms besides Facebook. So yeah, I want you guys to grab like a pen, pencil, notebook, something to write down. You can use your like notes in your phone, your notes app, whatever you want to do. This is going to be like, nobody's writing essays. I'm not going to make you write a huge thing. But these are just going to be some little prompts that I want you to think about as a little bit of a brainstorm activity. And then we're going to use those things that you've thought of to kind of like create that personal brand, okay? So, I mean, what is personal branding? Let's start with that. Basically, who you are is your personal brand. So people are always going to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And you've heard me say it before, and I'm going to say it again and again and again. You need to be more than just like a Scentsy catalog. You know, like if you go on people's pages sometimes, maybe they don't even sell Scentsy, maybe they sell something else, and you scroll their personal page and all you see is ad after ad after ad after ad, and this special and that special and this and do this and blah blah blah, and everything is just like a catalog, right? People will totally get sick of that. They will scroll past you. They will first they'll snooze you for 30 days if you do Facebook. And then, you know, you'll pop back up and they'll be like, oh yeah, this shit again. And they'll unfollow you. Straight up, they will unfollow you. So it's important to have a space where you can share all of your business stuff, but you also need to be using your personal page to brand yourself, while also throwing in those salesy posts, I guess. And there's ways to share that without being a catalog, okay? So you don't want to feel like spammy, salesy, icky like that. So we're going to build the brand around who you are, pick the right platform for your energy, because like I said, I only do Facebook, your lifestyle, depending on how often you post, and creating posts that actually help you connect and convert with people. Also, an important thing is staying consistent without burning out. So I want these to be things that are like easy to do. So like the legwork might be a little bit harder at first, because we're actually going to have to like think and strategize, and that all kind of starts before you can get the ball rolling. But once you start the ball rolling, the consistency happens, the momentum happens, and then the growth happens. Oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty. Okay, so in today's world, people don't just buy products, they buy literally from you, from like your brand. So I definitely, like, I'm not gonna like just pick a specific, oh my gosh, what's the word I'm trying to think? Example. Oh my God, I don't even have the basic words in my head tonight. But I for sure have not bought from people. Like, I buy a lot of things from direct sales people, okay? Because like, not only am I supporting another direct salesperson, but honestly, the products are usually better than the things that you're gonna buy in the store. So I'm like, win-win. There's definitely times that I don't buy from consultants because I look at their thing and I'm like, you are boring as hell. Like, I don't even know who you are. I literally could just like go buy off any website and like just get my product and be satisfied. But when you find somebody that you actually like connect with, you can follow them, you enjoy seeing what they're posting, it makes a really big difference. So people want to buy from people they know, like, and trust. So you're going to hear it again. I'm probably going to say it again tonight. So your life, your passions, your energy, that's what makes your audience stick. Of course, I have a thing to write, or a thing to go off of, because I can't just pull things off the fly. So you're the brand, and Scentsy is sort of the vehicle. So I'm going to go over a few things that these are the questions that I want you to think about. So get your pencil, pen, whatever the heck, permanent marker, napkin, whatever you want to write with, write on. And I want you guys to think about the first couple things that come to mind. And I'm going to do this too, okay? Because I have like a little questionnaire thing, and it's easy. So what makes you you? So what topics light you up? So I see I have Alyssa and Chrissy here. What are things that you guys like to talk about, even if nobody paid you? Chrissy, I already can think of some things for you. Alyssa, I don't know you that well. I can't think of anything because I don't know you that well. But tell me something in the chat about what you like to talk about that like you would talk about any day and if nobody was paying you. Someone give me something. Now for me, 100% I could talk about music. Any genre, almost any artist. I'm open to listening to anything. I like to talk about the band members. Like I'll be like, you know, the drummer from so-and-so, the guitarist from whatever. You know, they used to be in this band and so-and-so used to be in, like, I can talk music like forever. So if I can find people that like to talk music with me, I'm down. And so that's something for me, music. And then another thing I think I like to talk a lot about is traveling. Like I love to travel the world. Actually, I'm going to rethink that because I don't talk a lot about my trips because I find it hard to put into words how my trips affect my life. So I'm going to think more about that, but music 100%. And then I'm going to think about a second one, but I want you guys to think about 2 or 3 things that are topics that light you up, okay? And then if you're watching the replay, you can pause this and think about it. I'm going to move on for the people that are on here. What parts of your life do people naturally ask you about? So for me, this is where I would say travel, because a lot of people ask me about travel, like, you know, how do you go to all these places? What do you like to do? What's your favorite thing to do here? What are your tips for traveling? A lot of people ask me that kind of stuff. And so I do like to talk about it, but it's not something that I bring up on the regular. But that's something people ask me about, so I can put that on there. So what parts of things, or what parts of your life do people naturally ask you about? So think about that, write them down. What experiences have shaped who you are today? And that can be a big one. So that could be either a lot of baggage unpacking, or that could be something that just went boom, you thought of it right away. And sometimes that's the best answer, the ones that you just like boom, popped up right away. So write two experiences that shaped who you are today. Write those down, and don't be shy about it, because honesty and vulnerability, I guess, would be vulnerability would be, like, I think are really good character traits to have, and things that you can really share that people will connect with you for with those things. Not everybody, but you don't need everybody to connect with you, so it doesn't matter. Okay, next one. What could you teach, inspire, or entertain people with? That's a loaded question. Teach, inspire, or entertain. Okay, so think about a couple ideas you could come up with for those. Okay, so those are my little, those are those questions. So now, I want you to think, I'm going to read out a list, and I want you to pick your top 3 to 5 content pillars. So that's kind of what those were, are pillars. So pillars are things that tie, what's the word I'm looking for? They're things about you, right? So things that people can connect with about you and your personality, those are your pillars. So like for me now, pillars are going to be like music, travel, I would say like outdoors, like the West Coast outdoors, just like being in nature. And yeah, there's multitudes, right? You can think of those. But we're going to kind of like suck it back to 3 to 5 content pillars, okay? So I'm going to read off this list. If any of them sound like relevant to you in your life, write them down. And if you don't hear anything that sounds relevant, that's fine too. Write down whatever's relevant to your life, kind of similar to what we just talked about. So things that are part of your personality that even if you don't think people will connect with, the right people will connect with, okay? So I've got mom life, pet lover, home decor, health and wellness, faith, inspiration, simple recipes, or complicated ones, I guess. Recipes, we'll just say. Cooking, baking, travel adventures, humor, memes, cozy living, self-care, beauty and skincare, DIY projects, gardening, book lover. Before I went live, I literally knocked, this is how much water I have in here, and I literally knocked this whole cup over on my desk right before I pressed live. Like I was reaching to hit live, and I just about knocked it over again. All right, carry on. Book lover, entertainment, fitness, I think I already said that, fashion. So anything that you can connect with, write it down, or come up with your own. And I almost knocked my damn water over again. Okay, you're going over here to that corner. What is it on? Real life. Okay, so basically your brand equals you plus your lifestyle. And then you're going to grow your business from there. So you're not basing everything on the products, okay? So next part is kind of about platforms. So I mentioned earlier that I only really use Facebook. I do have Instagram, but my Instagram is connected to my Facebook business page. And so anything that I post on my Facebook business page just automatically posts to my Instagram. And I receive messages through my Facebook Messenger that way. So I'm not on Instagram scrolling. I've never in my life used TikTok, but we're going to touch base on TikTok. I don't know, what else is there? Snapchat. Is that even a thing for business? I don't know. I know there's like LinkedIn. I don't know. All those things. But basically we're going to pick the platform that we're going to live on and we're going to focus on, okay? So where do you like to hang out the most online? So is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Oh, look, if I would have just read my little list, I have more options here instead of just trying to pull them out of thin air. Pinterest. I'd love to know if anybody uses Pinterest for their business, because that's a really cool platform to grow off of, but I've not kind of dug into that. If anybody's using Pinterest, let me know. YouTube, obviously, that's what I'm going to be putting this up on. Threads, or like if you're on blogs or whatnot and you're sharing your business, maybe you have your own blog going on and then you're sharing your Scentsy side hustle. So those are all different platforms that you can use. So the way to figure out, it should be pretty obvious, to be honest, what platform that you're using the most. But if you're the type of person that like you use like a good handful of them, think about where you naturally scroll the most. So the one that you're like just obviously using the most. Where do you comment, like, or share the most? So where are you interacting, and where are other people interacting? Because interaction is like literally like the lifeblood of the social media and growing your business and making sales on social media, is the interaction. So where are people interacting, and where are you interacting with people, and vice versa? Where does your ideal customer already hang out? And that's like a tough question for me, because in my eyes, Scentsy is for everybody. So trying to nail down who my ideal customer would be is almost impossible. But if you do have an idea, let me know, because I'm always interested to hear what people think along those lines. Because I truly think that Scentsy is literally for everybody. So where do they already hang out, and where do you feel excited and not stressed to post? So you're not sitting there going, oh my God, I need to post something just to be like active. Where are you naturally posting, like, and it's just natural, you're not stressed out about it. So that's like your quick kind of gut check about which platform you should be focusing on. So we're not like reinventing the wheel. I don't want you to go out and learn like a whole new platform just to get your personal brand out there. Like, just stick with what you know and just like dig deeper into what you know, and then like maybe slowly start learning another one. Because if you have yourself stretched out thin, you're just gonna like not do any of it, because you're gonna be like, I have to post on 5 different things today, and I hardly want to post on 1, let alone 5. So like, I know how it is. Don't burn yourself out. Okay, so pick your platforms. You got your main platform, your backup platform. And I also, this is kind of relevant, but not really, but just in this day and age with all of this, just like the background of technology and how anything can just go down at any time, I just want to stress how important it is to have like a running email list or phone number list, or just some other way of contact besides social media. So not just using your Facebook Messenger to contact people, because, you know, if the Zuck fucks up, you know, Facebook goes down and there goes all of your messages, all of your contacts, if you're doing everything through social media. So it's very, very, very important to have like that backup, either in your contacts tab in your workstation. You can have all your contacts updated with all sorts of information in there, or even just like in your phone, just have your people somewhere else. Even if you write it down somewhere on a piece of paper, just have their information somewhere else besides just social media. Okay, so it's just like a side note, pro tip. Okay, so how do we build posts that connect? This is like the $1 million question, right? The hook, the story, then the invite or the question or the call to action, so the CTA. Hooks are basically we all have shitty short attention spans nowadays. And the hook is what is going to catch people on that first like scroll by, right? So something that is going to make them stop their scroll without saying, stop your scroll, because we're not doing that anymore. We're over that, all right? I don't know the, you know what, maybe it's time to bring it back, because I was like, I don't know the last time I saw someone say stop your scroll, so maybe it's time to bring it back. So they're like, who does she think she is? Why is she saying that again? And then they'll stop and read it. But yeah, I don't know. Strategy or shit strategy, I don't know. But basically you need to practice your hook. So this random example that I wrote down earlier. So confession, I have a slight obsession with candles now. So people that have followed me for however many years, 10 plus, 10 to 13 years, even just a couple years, they know that I sell Scentsy. They know that Scentsy is flameless. Most people don't know that we have candles now. Oh, that's not my hair. I thought this was my hair. Most people don't know that we have candles now. And so when they see that, they're like, what? Like, is she like crazy? And so that is the hook, right? I have an obsession with candles now. They're like, what the fuck? Why is she having an obsession with candles? Did she quit Scentsy? Like, what's going on? And then you go in with, you know, check these candles out, right? And like, if you have not tried the candles, you need to try the candles because they're badass. They are so good. Honestly, I haven't tried any Scentsy or any candles besides Scentsy in the last however many years, 15 years. And so I don't have much to compare it to besides the ones way back then, but I'll tell you, they are kick-ass. Okay, I don't want to get too off track because I want to respect everybody's time. Okay, and then you're going to share a quick relatable moment. So after the hook, you share your quick relatable moment or your feeling. So this is where you're going to say, you know, what was my thing? Now I'm hooked on candles. You know, now I'm stocking up on all of the new spring fragrances that only come in candles, because there are like a bunch of exclusive scents that are only in candles. Cozy Vanilla. Oh, the best. So good. Okay. So you can sort of use that little relatable moment after your hook. And then you're going to end it with your call to action, your question, your interaction type ending. And you want to keep it short and sweet because people are not going to be reading. They're not scrolling through like 4 paragraphs of shit just to get to the hook or just to get to the call to action. They're not going to get to the call to action because they just scrolled and they were like, forget this. So you could do like, are you team coconut or lemon this spring? And then you could even, once you get people interacting, like I wouldn't go and share like, here's the link to the candles as the first comment in that post. I would wait until people are like, coconut all the way, oh, lemon, like that's my favorite scent, so fresh, blah, blah, blah. You know, people will start, hopefully, if you have a good personal brand starting, people will hopefully start to interact with that. And then it's really important for you to interact with what they're interacting with. So you need to like comment back on what they just said. This is where you can recommend a new scent that just came out that's along those lines that they just commented that they liked, right? And then after all of that interaction, you can message them, you know, bring up, did you even know we had candles? Because like a lot of people don't know we have candles, but like this one's coming out and it's got coconut in it. Like, you want to try one? You know, I don't like to be like, you want to try one, but that just is what comes out of my mouth right now while I'm talking. But something along that lines, right? It gives you that chance to follow up with people and create the relationship. I was just going to say too, if you get enough interaction in that post though, I would throw in a shopping link to the candles. Like after you've got like 3-4 comments in there, say, you know, oh, just in case anybody else didn't know about the candles, here's the link. And then you kind of have like a little bit of like your marketing in there, but you're also interacting with people and you're also sharing like your personal story about why you're hooked on candles now. And like, you know, that's basically it, because you're not doing this long post. Okay, so hook, then your short little story, your fun story, your connection story, whatever you want to call it, your relatable moment, your feeling about that product, and then your call to action, fun question, whatever you want to do at the end. So yeah, they're like more likely to respond to if you make it fun and easy. So it doesn't need to be like, I want you to think about your favorite lemon scent ever, because people like can't remember, right? Just a simple, are you team coconut or are you team lemon? And let the people fly. I was gonna say something, but it just went poof, it flew away. Okay, so another little kind of trick that goes along with your social media branding, which I've dabbled in, I'd like to learn a little bit more about. When I was kind of preparing this, I did actually learn a little bit about keywords, hashtags, how to use them, the best places to use them, where not to use them. So I'll kind of share a little bit about that with you guys. So basically, smart captions start with natural wording, right? So we all know, you can tell when somebody's trying to sell to us. You can tell when it's a sales post. You can tell when it's like just like a check out this new launch sort of thing. But when people lead with the way that they talk and like the way that they would share the excitement about something, if they were just like having a regular conversation with somebody, that's sort of your hook too. So this is going to be, you're going to need another pen and paper, a writing utensil, and a scrap piece of something. So write down a couple natural phrases that you might say about your life or these products. So, I mean, just like I mentioned before, my little hook, like, I'm totally hooked on candles now. That's a little hook, right? I don't know, my brain is like absolute mush right now, but try to think of some natural phrases. And if you can share them in the comments, that's awesome, because a lot of the times the things that you think are lame and you've said a million times and nobody cares are actually something that another person's never heard, and that might help them out. So if you have something that you think sounds natural, like a good natural hook that you could share, let us know in the comments, because like I said, it will help other people. So come up with those natural phrases, and then come up with some hashtags that will go along with that. So I like to use that like candle example. It's a good example. It's a new product. It's a way to kind of hook people, for them to think like, why are they posting about candles? Because if they know about Scentsy, we never had flames before, right? Oh, brain mush for a second. It's so funny as I look at this. Brainstorm. So no, that's not how I wanted to say that. We're going to think of some different hashtags, because you guys all know what hashtags are, right? Yes. What did we used to call them? The pound sign. When hashtags came out on Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. Jimmy Fallon, I think it was, way back when. And he would always say hashtags, and I'm like, pound sign! That was so long ago. Okay, so get back on topic. Some hashtag stats, since we're talking a little bit about that. So these are some random things that I just learned while I was kind of figuring out what I can talk about, because I don't know a lot about this stuff, but that's the joy about training, is you get to learn too. So unfortunately, hashtags have declined in use, and that is because spammers have overused them, and they've used the ones that people follow the most in Instagram, which is basically what the hashtag was all about at first, right? To follow a specific person, thing, idea, blah, blah, blah. And people started using the top searched ones and adding them to their posts and making everything spammy. And so they kind of took away, they took that away in like, I don't know, a couple years ago. So it's still there, and it still can be used to find certain to find certain posts and to find certain like threads. I don't know what you call it. I'll have to dig deeper into that too. but like different interests and topics. So it's still worth using as long as you know how to use them properly. And I still do use them in my Facebook posts and my business page posts. And to be honest, I do think that they're giving me more visibility. So it's worth trying them, right? Try everything. And I did learn that the most impact is using only 1 to 3 hashtags. Who would have known? You know, you see all those posts all the time that are like a paragraph of them. And you're like, who's looking at all those words? Nobody is, okay? Nobody is looking at all those words. So you want 1 to 3 relevant hashtags. And then you want to pick ones that are like low to medium visibility. So you don't want the ones that are like in the millions, because they're just going to get shuffled into like things that are sort of spammy. You want ones that are like really relevant, that are going to like those specific viewers, followers. People that are actually using them for what they're intended to be used for, and finding posts that are all connected with that specific hashtag, right? So on Facebook, you can still use these on Facebook, and they say 1 to 2 on Facebook is good. Now, TikTok changes all the time, they say. It's important on TikTok. See, I've never been on TikTok in my life, but Christy's going to teach us all about TikTok later on. And it changes so rapidly that they say you have to actually follow enough influencers on TikTok and sort of do your homework to learn what is working and what isn't there. So I feel like that's a lot of extra. But if you are into that stuff, then you do you, because everybody does something different and things work differently for everybody. Get this, 10 to 12 hashtags on Instagram. That's interesting. But I mean, that is where it came from. So people are still actively using them for what they're meant for, and searching and connecting relevant posts and ideas and topics. So you want to be short, memorable, detailed. Another really weird thing that I learned is that you want to, if you have multiple words in your hashtag, you want to capitalize the first letter of each word, because it actually helps them not only be seen better, but something to do with accessibility, with I don't even know, tech stuff. It must be popping up better that way. That's my take from that. So be very specific and know your audience. But then again, you go back to like, who's your audience? I'd love to hear it, because Scentsy for everybody, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm not going to do a group brainstorm of these hashtag ideas, but I'm going to toss some in the comments below. And this live will be up for 30 days on our team page, so you can for sure just hop in there, throw your ideas in there, please. Interaction's everything, and interacting in the group just helps us grow, helps, what's the word I'm looking for? Just share information with other people, because some people like just connect with other people differently, and you hear things differently from other people. So share what's working for you, share what's not working for you even is fine, because if you share what's not working for you, you never know. Somebody else might have done something similar and have a little bit of advice to help you work that out. Okay, I'm starting to babble. Okay, so I also have a little bit of a posting challenge and a tracker, so I'm going to share that also in the comments below later on tonight. And I have a little bit of homework action. So if you're watching this live, thanks for making it this far. I'm not sure how long we've been going for. I don't have a timer on here. But I can hear my kid, who's supposed to be getting into bed, and I said I'll be coming up and saying, "Why aren't you asleep soon?" And I can hear her up there screaming. So I'm going to try to wrap this up real quick. But homework action, like I said, if you're live, thanks for watching this far. Just take note of this homework action, because it will really help you out in your business. And those that, show up, go up. So if you watched this, thanks. I'm proud of you for watching. And if you're watching the replay, again, you can just pause this as I'm talking, write down what you need to write down. Again, thank you for watching all the way to the end. So here is your power plan homework. So I want you guys to pick 3 to 5 content pillars. So again, that's what we talked about, things that tie your personality to you. So for me, it was like what? Music, travel, the outdoors, like the West Coast, brain mush. I should just call myself a hot mess. That like is a pillar, right? But you could come up with your 3 to 5 content pillars. I don't know why it's called a content pillar. Don't call it a content pillar. Just 3 to 5 pillars of your personality in your life, okay? Choose your main platform that you're going to use for social media. And then choose a backup one that you're going to like kind of learn on the side. So you're going to like drill down hard on your main platform, and then you're going to learn a side one. And you know what? I'm going to add it to this homework action plan too. Along with your backup platform, I want you to start creating your backup contact list as well. So whether that's on paper, in a notebook, in Excel, in your contacts list, on the workstation, however you want to do it in a way that if social media goes down, you're not screwed, okay? You need to have a backup. So I'm adding that to this homework. I want you to create one personal post this week, but I want you to use that hook, right? The hook, the quick story, the relatable story, and the call to action. And I don't want it to be super long. Like, you can do it in a 3-section. You can write however you want. I don't really care. But just don't be like, here's my life story. Do you like lemon or coconut? Okay, don't do that. It's going to be short, simple, sweet, call to action, get people interacting. Create one product lifestyle post this week. So again, it could be like one of those candles. Look, now I'm using candles. What the shit? Spring cleaning time, counter clean, just shined up my sink with the counter clean. You could literally do like a 15-second video of you spraying your sink and saying, shines up the sink. I just cleaned up all the like brown coffee in the drain with my counter clean. Okay, so just a simple product post with you in it though. Like, you have to be in it. This is what we're doing this month, okay? I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning, but this is what we're doing this month, is we are, getting our faces out there, personal branding. You, not the catalog, you, okay? Boom. That's it. I think that's enough homework. So if you wrote those down, good for you. A+. I'll say it one more time, write it down. Choose 3 to 5 pillars. Choose your main platform that you're going to use for social media with a backup, and start creating your backup contact list so that if social media goes down, you have your backup contact list. Create one personal post this, I'm going to say this week, but you can do it this month. No, this week. The next one you can do this month. So personal post this week with your hook, your relatable story, and your call to action. And then your product lifestyle post this month. And bonus points if you tag me in it, because I want to see it. I want to see your face get out there. Okay, so that's it. Again, thank you for watching all the way through. I am going to download this, share it to the YouTube channel. I'll share the YouTube channel and the team page if you don't already have it. And just remember, you don't have to be perfect. Like, I knocked my water over. I almost knocked it over twice on here. I don't know how many swear words I said. Somebody can go back and count them. Yeah, I forgot a million words. I'm far from perfect, okay? So I don't want you to think that just because I'm a director that I'm special and like better than anybody, because I'm a shit show hot mess. And this looks tidy, but I can tell you everything beyond this is not. And I'm a disaster, and you can be a disaster and still rock this too, okay? So again, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be fancy, just show up. That's all we want. So show up, create your personal brand, whether it takes a little bit of time. I mean, you're not just going to like whip it out tomorrow and be like, oh, hey, here's my personal brand. This is something you're going to work towards, but you're going to consistently be sharing things that tie into you, that make people think about you. And then hopefully Scentsy will be tied into that eventually as well, so that when they think about, you know, I need a gift, I need something that smells good, I need a candle, I need a light bulb for my warmer, my consultant quit, they're going to remember that you sell Scentsy because you personally branded yourself, you made yourself somebody that people will follow, and they will come back to you because you're creating somebody that they know, like, and trust. Had to get it in there one more time. Okay, thanks for sticking with me, guys.